All right, we're going to solve all these equations. And if you notice something unique here is the powers are improper fractions. So to solve them, what we're going to do is we're going to take a power of both sides by the reciprocal of the power. So reciprocal means the flip over the fractional power. So 4/3 reciprocal is 3/4. And if you multiply that together, due to properties of exponents, you get 1. And x to the first is just x. So this left side is x, and the right side, well, the right side is going to be the 4th root of 16 all to the 3rd. But you need to think about this is there is a positive negative here, and that gets people a lot. Because if you 4th root both sides, or even root both sides, there has to be a positive negative effect. Very easy to miss that. So if it was an odd root, you wouldn't have the positive negative. You'll see later when we check it. So what is the 4th root of 16? Hopefully you know that's 2. All right, and then what is 2 cubed? Hopefully you know that would be 8. So those are my answers, but we have to check them. So let's do our check. All right, to check them, well, it's a little bit harder to write it as a fractional power, so I'm going to write it as a radical to check it. So that would be the 3rd root of 8 to the 4th power. Does that equal 16? Again, that's a 3rd root of x to the 4th power, so I have it right there. Let's see if that works. The 3rd root of 8 is 2, and 2 to the 4th is 16, so we're good there. Let's check the negative 8. So the 3rd root of negative 8 to the 4th. Let's see if that works. And what we have here is the 3rd root of negative 8 is negative 2, and negative 2 to the 4th does equal 16, so we're good with both. So my answer is that positive negative 8. Again, the reason for the positive negative is when you have a even root on both sides. Alrighty, so next, let's take the power of both sides, but take it by the reciprocal. All right, so we did that, so the left side becomes simply x. So this is x here. And on the right side, let's rewrite that as the 2nd root, which is the square root of negative 100 to the 3rd. Now, technically, we should put positive negative out there because we even rooted both sides. But what's the square root of negative 100? Well, that's imaginary. That doesn't work. So we just stop. You can't even get an answer. So this is no solution, or undefined. I'm going to call it a no solution because we can't even get a solution to check. Sometimes you get an answer and you have to check it and it doesn't work. This one, you can't even get an answer. It's an imaginary answer. So we stop. All right, let's go to the next one. To get rid of the power, well, we're going to take the 2/3 power of both sides. Because, again, the reciprocal power, that leaves us x on the left side. And with the 3 in the denominator here, that means it's a 3rd root of this squared. So we have the 3rd root of negative 8 and all of that squared. Do we have a positive negative? No, because we're 3rd rooting both sides. It doesn't need a positive negative when you 3rd root. It's a little confusing, I know. All right, so the 3rd root of negative 8 is negative 2. So what is negative 2 squared? Well, x would be 4. But let's check it. All right, so when we check it, I'm going to rewrite this as a radical. To me, it just makes a lot more sense. So if I make that the square root of 4 to the 3rd, let's see if that equals negative 8. The square root of 4 is 2. Is 2 to the 3rd negative 8? No, it is not. So this is not a solution. So my answer is no solution. That would be your answer to this one. Nothing works. 4 is an extraneous solution.